Welcome back to my channel, everybody. This is going to be a huge portfolio update video, and I know I've been gone for about 2 weeks, but it has not been in vain. I've been working very hard, not only at my job, but also on this channel, and I've completely revamped how everything is going to be tracked. And it is a huge upgrade from what we have before. It is way more detailed. It is going to be way more accurate, and it gives us a much clearer picture of what's actually going on in the portfolios. So we have a lot to cover. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Now, since it's Monday, I think it's only fitting to start with the main portfolio. So to open the main portfolio, or the road to $1 million portfolio, we come here and we click on it right here. It's going to pop up with a new page, and it's been about 2 weeks since my last update, and a lot has changed with the portfolio. But of course, the biggest change is the tracker itself. We are officially done with the old system, and now everything is inside what I'm going to call the portfolio hub, and this is going to track both of our series. But of course, we will start with Road to $1 million. So this is the main portfolio's dashboard. And at the top, you can see we have the overall portfolio return. And then, of course, we have our Bitcoin return and our MSTR return, because these are our two main assets and our two biggest holdings. Now, if we come down here, we have the overall portfolio return, again, the Bitcoin return and the MSTR return, as well as the cash that we have deployed so far, how much cash we have in the portfolio, and then a USD to Canadian conversion rate if we ever need to use it. Now, you are probably noticing a few things have been added to the portfolio. We have stock exposure now, as well as some gold and silver. Now, I know it's not a huge allocation, so don't overthink it, but the idea is simple. The markets are starting to fall, and instead of trying to perfectly time everything, I'm going to slowly DCA into the positions. And if we scroll down here, you can actually see what the stocks I am holding are. Because I'm holding so little, I don't want to add every single stock here, because it will just clog up the pie chart. So if you come right here, you could actually see what the holdings are with the stocks, being the S&P 500, Facebook, Google, Tesla, and Microsoft. And then as for the metals, we just have a gold ETF as well as a silver ETF. Now, we also do have our pie chart, which is very cool. We can hover over things and we can see what is what, as well as our risk posture. It is still there, and we could actually change it depending on how we're feeling. So I would still say we are low to medium risk. And then of course, we have our dividend yield as always. Now, if we scroll down, you could see our new position status page, and you could see every single asset that we are holding is now tracked live, and I do not have to enter it manually anymore. And you guys might be confused on why there's two numbers on these stocks specifically, and that's because I am buying the Canadian version of these stocks on the NEO exchange. And basically, the reason I am doing this instead of buying the American stock is because I don't pay any fees doing it this way, and it basically tracks one for one, other than some currency fluctuation. And obviously, this is a currency hedged version of that stock. So I'm assuming most people are going to be looking at these prices, and I also look at the USD prices, especially when I'm looking at charts. So I put the Canadian one down here just in case anyone is confused at my average buy prices, because you're probably wondering, why is my average buy price on Meta $30 if it's at $537? Well, it's because the Canadian version of the Meta stock is at $28. So don't get confused at my average buy prices, because it's tracking the Canadian hedged version of these US companies. And you could see, because it says CAD here, and then we have a little $sign here, which indicates the American price of the stock. Now, our holdings are gold, silver, and these are in ETFs, as well as the S&P 500. This is a Canadian ETF which tracks the S&P 500, which is actually right here. And then we have Facebook, Google, and Tesla, and Microsoft, as I said. In our strategy tab, we have our DCA mode, and we can turn this on and off, as well as our buy zones, which is 65K to 45K for Bitcoin and $120. I don't know why that said 150. Let's change that. $120 to, it was $80 for MSTR. And as for the cycle phase, I think we are in, actually, I would say a quarter way through of the bear market. So we're going to move the early bear to the bear market. And as I showed you before, this is my average buy prices for all of these stocks, and you can see my returns up here. Now, one of the coolest parts about this page, I think, is this right here. So because I am buying BTCC as well as MSTE, which are ETF versions of Bitcoin in MSTR, obviously the prices are going to be different than the actual underlying asset. So I have created this conversion kind of calculator to where if I come here, our average buy price for BTCC is 1227, and that would be the equivalent of about $63,000 per Bitcoin. And if I come here, for example, and change it to $14, it would change to 72. And the same thing for MSTR as well. So this would be my MSTR in Bitcoin price measured in the actual underlying assets price instead of the ETF's price. So this is much more helpful. It was very confusing before because I had to manually calculate it, but now there's a calculator and it will automatically do it for me. So this is very, very convenient. Now the final part down here, I just have some position returns again with our two main assets, how much money we have deployed as well as our cash. And then we have our capital deployed and of course our road to $1 million, and that was at 10%. So we will put it there again. And that's pretty much it for this portfolio tracker. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I hope I didn't overcomplicate it. Me buying things in the TSX or the Toronto Stock Exchange or the Canadian stock market as a whole, I know might be confusing for some American viewers. So I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. I wish I was in America. I wish I could invest in the American stock market without paying fees, but unfortunately, I have to find a way around it somehow, and it makes my job a little more complicated, but it is okay. I think this is fairly easy to understand for you guys, and I hope that you guys like the new look of things. I think it looks really freaking good, and I'm really happy with the way this turned out, and I hope to keep increasing the quality of these videos. So now I'm going to move on to the next portfolio, which is putting 99% of my paycheck into Bitcoin. And we really need to find a new name for this series because that is way too long. But you guys get the gist. We're putting every single paycheck we get into Bitcoin, hopefully 99% of it. But this portfolio is much more simple, and I'm going to go over it very quickly just so you guys know what's going on here. So this portfolio has grown a lot. We started with $0. We're still fully in cash, and we are waiting for the right moment. We have the total value of the portfolio here. We have the live price of Bitcoin here. Of course, if we own any Bitcoin, it will pop up here, as well as the Bitcoin ETF. Again, how much Bitcoin we have invested, the gain or the loss. We have the ETF value, the amount of cash we have held, as well as the total amount of money we have made from work. So we have to take spending into consideration as well, and I do track that. And yes, you guys might be surprised because I did spend $181, and I actually had to spend more this week. That is the first time we ever spent on this challenge, but I'll get into that later. And also, we do have weeks worked. For some reason, it says 0, but it's been more than 10 for sure, so I'll fix that later. And then of course we have our savings rate. Now if you scroll down here, you could kind of see this Bitcoin tracking system that I've created. Because we are mainly going to buy the ETF, I wanted to create something that basically represents the amount of Bitcoin we have, even though we're buying the ETF. So if I come here and I say, for example, we own 1 share, you guys wouldn't really know how much Bitcoin that actually is. But because we know how much Bitcoin we're going to get per the amount of shares we buy, we can calculate how much Bitcoin we technically own. So this gives us a clear idea of how much Bitcoin we're actually accumulating, even though it's through ETFs. Because honestly, people don't really want to look at the amount of shares of an ETF I own. They want to see how much Bitcoin I own, and that's the point of the series, stacking Bitcoin. So if I come here, in example, I put 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares, you can see that's equivalent to 1.4 Bitcoins, and that will be tracked there. So it's pretty straightforward. It translates everything into something that is easier to understand for the viewer, of course. Now, and if you scroll down even further, you can see this is how much cash we have held, and this is the total income we have made with 8 weeks of income, as well as our spending, and then our net savings rate again, which is 96%. We have to get that up because it's supposed to be at 99. Now, if we come here, you can see this is where I could actually enter what I do. So I have 3 options. I could actually buy Bitcoin itself, I could buy the Bitcoin ETF, or I could just put it in cash. And then here is every single week I've worked so far. So this is fairly easy to understand. We have our income. If we have anything into Bitcoin, we will put it within these sections. And then, of course, the amount of cash we have left over because we could spend some money. For example, one of our most recent weeks, I had to put the total amount of income and then the cash that was held at the end of it because we spent $181. And I will admit, I did go out to eat. Okay, it was the first time I went out to eat in a long time. I went to go see a buddy. I spent some money. I bought a matcha latte. On top of that, I also did DoorDash. All right, work was hard. I wasn't feeling good. I just wanted something to eat. Yes, I know I shouldn't be DoorDashing, but I did DoorDash once, and I do not plan on doing it again because I had a clean streak. I did not spend any money, and it does hurt to spend money. And not only that, I am going to put in the final week here, which is the 4th week of March, and I made $794, and unfortunately I did spend $162. Oops, wrong one. I did spend $262. So if we take 794 and then minus 162 from it, that leaves us with 632. And you're probably wondering, did you DoorDash again? Did you buy food again? No, I actually had to pay bills because the dividend did not cover it this month. I also had to get some other stuff, but it was all necessity, unfortunately. So there's nothing we can do about that. And that means that we spent so far $343. And that was only in the past 2 weeks. And that really hurts to hear. I do not want to see me spending any more money. That is very unfortunate, but it is what it is. We just got to keep moving forward. And because it is Monday and I'm going to be getting paid on Friday, I am just going to enter the first week of April as well. I might as well. And I did not spend any money, okay? I did not spend any money, and I don't plan on doing it for at least the end of the month. Maybe if I have to cover some bills that the dividend doesn't cover, I might have to pull from my paycheck, but that won't be until the end of the month. So I'm going to log that as well. And that is the first week of April logged. Now, if we scroll back up, you can see that the new balance is sitting around $6,800, which is pretty good, but it could be better. And this was a 50-hour week as well. Now, if we scroll down here, you can see we have some goals. This is us trying to get to $100,000 with this portfolio, us trying to get to a full Bitcoin, as well as us trying to reach a target of 99% of our paycheck saved. And then we have this nice little counter that shows us what we do each week. And you can see we have just been stacking cash. Now, before I do end this video, I also want to mention, if you guys are wondering, I did not only add stocks to the main portfolio. I forgot to mention I did increase my MSTE position as well as my Bitcoin position on this latest dip. When Bitcoin was around 65,000, I did add a little bit. It wasn't too much, so the percentage hasn't changed, but I did add a little bit, and I am looking forward to add much more, especially in the stock market as well as Bitcoin itself. So that's pretty much it. I know that was a lot, but this was a full update on the portfolio specifically for both of the series. This system is way better than what we had before. It's way more clear, and it's going to make the tracking process a lot easier going forward. And I've got many more ideas for this site. I'm also going to add in our roadmap so we could go back to it and we could check it every single time. And I'll just keep developing this basically and adding more things. And let me know if you guys have any ideas because I will add it. Now, I'm going to try my best to start pushing out content again because I do get an extra day off this week. I'll see you guys tomorrow or on Wednesday. I'm going to make a TA video as quickly as possible, and I will see you guys very soon. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join the Discord if you want to be part of the community, and goodbye.